Welcome back, my alligators. Uh, Wait a second. That's supposed to say allocators. I need to talk with my script writers about that Odoopsie. Anyways, as you may have guessed, we're talking about allocation today. You see, when products or components are manufactured, we sometimes want to use them to prioritize certain sales orders or manufacturing orders. For example, maybe we have a super important customer who has just ordered one of our cabinets. We get a lot of cabinet orders, but this customer is so important that we want to send them the very next cabinet that we manufacture. Well, by using the allocation reports feature inside of the Odoo's manufacturing app, we can quickly reserve a cabinet from our next MO to make sure it gets sent to the VIP customer and isn't used for a different order. So, enough chit chat. Let's jump into our database and see how that works. All right, the first thing that we need to do is make sure that allocation reports are enabled. So to do so, I need to head into the manufacturing application, select configuration and settings. So underneath the operations header over here, you want to scroll down to the very bottom, and the checkbox next to allocation report for manufacturing orders should be checked off. I've already done it on my database, so make sure you do the same in yours. And remember, what am I going to say here? Hit save. Always save if you haven't done so already. Now moving forward, let's say that I've just gotten a call from Jim Joe Kelly. You may remember him from previous videos. That's because he orders a lot of stuff from us. That makes him a true VIP, a very important purchaser. As such, we want to make sure that we prioritize any orders he places with us. So Jim Joe wants to order one of our cabinets. To get started on his order, we're going to head out of here and head over to the sales application. Select new RFQ, request for quotation for my non-acronym lovers. So for a customer, select Jim Joe Kelly. Got to make sure he's selected right there. And in our order lines, I'm going to select a new cabinet right there. Perfect. And then once we're done with that, let's confirm this so that we turn it into a sales order. So with the sales order confirmed, I'm going to click on the delivery smart button up at the top over here. So inside of the product availability, actually the product availability itself right now, it says it's not available, which means we don't have any cabinets available to fulfill this order. So since we manufacture our cabinets, we're going to need to make one to send to Jim Joe. However, we need to make sure that the first cabinet we make goes straight to his order and not to any other. This is where an allocation report comes into play. To start, let's head over to the manufacturing app right there. And then what do we want to select? Well, we need to create an MO for 10 cabinets, which allows us to fulfill Jim Joe's order. And we have to have some cabinets left over. So to do that, I'm going to select operations, manufacturing orders. And you guessed it. Now you want to select new. Perfect. So from here, I'm going to add the cabinet up at the top for the product. And the quantity right there for the cabinets is 10, as I said before. Now I'm going to confirm this with a big old purple confirm button. So once I confirm the MO, an allocation smart button appears in the top center. And in this case, the smart button appears immediately because we have SOs or MOs that require one or more cabinets, and there's not enough stock available to fulfill those orders. If there were enough cabinets available to fulfill any existing SOs, the allocation smart button would still appear, but only after we complete the MO by clicking produce all, which is over here on the left. And as you may have guessed, if there are no SOs or MOs that require the product being manufactured, the allocation smart button does not appear at all. Anyways, in this case, I'm just going to click on the produce all at the top of the MO just to complete the manufacturing of our cabinets and make them available for order fulfillment. Now, let's click the allocation smart button, which, in this case, opens up the MRP reception report for this MO. The report lists every open order for which one or more cabinets are required. This includes our order of one cabinet for, as you guessed it, Jim Joe Kelly, right there at the bottom, as well as orders for Abigail Peterson, not a VIP, Jacob Johnson, also not a VIP. You may notice that all of the orders listed here are sales orders. This is because a cabinet is a finished product, one that is sold to customers. If we were manufacturing a component like the wood used to make our cabinets, for example, this page would show any manufacturing orders that require that component. Very cool. Now, like all of our customers, we love Abigail and Jacob and appreciate that they've decided to come to us to fulfill their cabinet needs. However, we don't love them quite as much as we love Jim Joe. He is quite a big spender after all. So we need to make sure that one of the cabinets in this MO is allocated for Jim Joe's orders specifically. we wouldn't want to receive an order for 10 cabinets and have all of the ones we're manufacturing get used for that order instead of Jim Joe's. Am I right? Right. So what I'm going to do is click on the, in our case, assign button to Jim Joe Kelly. And doing so reserves 1 unit of the cabinet. This means it will appear as unavailable for other orders, even though we have it in stock. I'm sure you noticed that there's also an assign all button, as you saw over here. If we click this, it would assign cabinets to every quantity required for the order. This doesn't apply to Jim Joe's order since he only ordered 1 cabinet. However, it's useful for orders like, in our case, Jacob's, where his order requires 1 quantity of 3 units and another quantity of 1 unit as well. All right. After clicking assign on Jim Joe's order, the button changes to, in our case, unassign if we wanted to. If I click this, it would unassign the cabinet from his order and make it available for others. Additionally, we also have the option to print a label to the extreme right of the order, and that can now be selected as well. Clicking this would generate and download a PDF document with a label that I could print out to attach to the cabinet to signify it has been reserved for this specific order. Now that we've assigned a cabinet to Jim Joe, let's return out of this and into his delivery order by clicking on the WH, in our case, out button over here next to his sales order. So here we can actually see product availability now is green. This means the cabinet is available to be shipped out. Once we ship it, all we need to do is click on the validate button up here at the top and we're all done. Whew. And that's all I've got for you today, Odooers. You now know how to use allocation reports to reserve products for specific orders. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to see you next time.